It is June 6th, and that tells me one thing. The spring kokanee season is at its end right now as we are speaking. The kokanee are starting to transition from that surface of the water, all because of that surface water temp was relatively between 40 and 50 degrees. Now it's up, if you're in North Idaho like me, now it's up to about 58 degrees. And in the Pacific Northwest, once that water temperature starts to rise and climb above that 55-degree mark, that starts to signify a transition in the lake, which means summer kokanee are coming right now as we speak, as we make this video. So they are transitioning from that top 15 to 20 feet of water down into the deeper depths in your bodies of water that you guys are fishing all over America right now as we speak. Welcome back to another Walking on Water tutorial. In today's video, we are going to go over exactly how I set up my absolute best kokanee lure of all time, and it is bar none caught more fish than any kokanee lure that I've ever used ever. And I know people have their own go-to setups, guys. I'm going to show you every single step of the process from making the lure all the way to rigging it up, and then in a later video, we're going to go out and we're going to fish it on the water, as well as take some super cool shots that we haven't done here on the channel yet. So stick around for that, guys. But we're also going to announce the winner a little bit later in the video of the two Short Bus 11-inch Super Series flashers, two of my go-to flashers. There's a lot of fishing to be done on the Columbia River still this year, and they keep opening it back up in certain places and then closing it and opening it here and then closing it. Sockeye are coming, guys. You can start seeing them on the dam couts, and once they hit the river, they are hot and heavy, and they like to get up to that Brewster Pool waiting to travel up the Okanagan River up into Canada where they spawn. So we are going to be talking a lot about sockeye here coming very soon. Myself, Walking on Water, along with my sponsors, Hook Me Up Lures, Sharon and Joe Adams, they're great people, and we are working on a collaboration of sockeye blades that are absolutely going to bonk the fish this year, guys. So you're going to want to stay tuned for those as well. All right, guys. So the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to first make our lure. And how are we going to make our lure? I'm going to go over absolutely everything you're going to need to make the lure. I'm going to show you how to make the lure from start to finish, and then we're going to set it up, and then later on we're going to go fishing. This is a hoochie, okay? Very plain and simple. This is a micro hoochie, a pink and blue micro hoochie. These have been kokanee killers for a very long time. Now, an engineer once told my dad a long time ago, he said, hey, everything's been invented today, right? The only thing he's left to do is expand on the wheel. And so that was my thought process when I decided to come out with Walking on Water hybrid hoochies. And that's what we're going to set up here today. We're going to go over every single step to set one of these micro hybrid hoochies up, as well as go over a bunch of different combinations on how to fish them here shortly. So first things first, I have a bobbit, and I like to use the thicker. This is the 210 line. It's a very thick line, so when I'm laying my wraps, it's nice and thick. You can get it at any Thai flying shop, and it's super easy to use, and just a cheap little bobbit just like this one right here, guys. Super simple, super easy. Then I like to run salmonelixir.com Mylar. This is 4-inch Mylar, and it is a very effective way, and I love these colors, guys, and they pair very well. These are going to be two of my new summer drop setups here today, and we're going to talk about the summer drop here in just a minute, but let's get into making this lure. So pink, and then we have the high vis yellow, and this is a UV, and this is a flat pink, and I like running the pink a little bit flatter, and I like running my shine UV because it gives it that extra glow in the water, especially in the summertime where you're dealing with a lot of sun hitting the water. Those bright colors, the fractals of light, they really do shine deep under the water system when you're fishing those fish a lot deeper. So let's get into the next step, and that is the heads. These are trolling heads, and you need a trolling head obviously, because what are you going to attach your actual fly to? And I don't like using the tubes. I, in my mind, wanted to replicate, if I don't drop everything, I wanted to replicate the hoochie as much as possible. And as you can see, that squid head, these trolling fly heads, yes, they are just a tiny bit thicker and bigger, but they're like torpedoes in the water, right? They cut right through that water, and the tail is just flopping and going. So as you can see, we're replicating this pink hoochie, this standard industry hoochie right here, and I just like making it my own. And that's why Walking on Water hybrid hoochies became a thing, because me spending time on the water, fishing for kokanee, experimenting with different hoochies, spin glow spinners, different blades, Colorado blades, Hildebrandt, freaking willow blades, everything under the sun. And I just found that, you know, I mean, there's certain things that work a lot better than others, and I've dialed in and honed in over the years that these work for me. And so I just hope that you guys enjoy this and they work for you as well too. So let's get into making this thing right now. So what we're gonna do first, we're simply gonna pinch our head. As you can see, I'm not using a fly mount. I actually have one on the way right now because after making 100 of these or 20 of these, my thumb is literally, feels like it's freaking bleeding, but nonetheless, no complaining. Okay, so we're simply just gonna pinch the line on the head just like so, and we're just gonna wrap the head up and down until you get a nice thin layer. And I like to end with my line all the way up to the top of the head just like that, okay? And then we're just gonna simply grab the line with our fingers and do a half hitch and drop it, and then do one more half hitch and drop it just like so, and then we're gonna pull it tight, okay? I always leave the tag end up like this. I used to wrap it, but that just wasted a lot of material. So now I just cut it off just like that, okay? Now, we're gonna set this down now that that's done. And usually I do this beforehand, but we're gonna do it now together. So I'm gonna pull out my mylar, right? And however you cut your mylar strips and however long you cut your mylar strips is gonna be the pattern that you're gonna receive once you're actually done tying this up. So it's actually a lot's in the cut. And so I like to start out with this particular hoochie, how we're doing it. We're gonna do small, thin strips. And so it's really key to kind of have a ruler on you so you can measure them out as you go, right? I've been doing this long enough to where I can eyeball it because I know exactly how many strips of mylar I want in each wrap of my hoochie. But if I were you, I would put about a 1/4 inch long strip out here right now. So we're gonna cut 4 of each one. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 pinks just like that. And then I always just kind of throw it back in the bag. You don't have to do that by any means, but it goes in easiest if you put it upside down and just flop it down in there. Then we're gonna grab our high vis and we're just gonna do 3 of these, okay? So we got our high vis out and we're gonna do 3 1/4 inch strips. So 1, 2, 3, just like that. And then we're gonna go ahead and pop that back in there just like so. Okay, now that we've got those cut, we're gonna grab our head again, pinch it in between, and we're gonna grab our first piece of mylar. So we're mimicking a hoochie, and a lot of people tie flies, right? If you were tying a fly, you would actually put it reverse, okay? You would put this reverse on the head just like this. So the mylar skirt was actually facing up, so when the water pushes it back, it's like this, okay? That's what a fly is, okay? Where the head's protruding out and the mylar skirt's going back. But since in my mind, I wanted to replicate a hoochie as much as possible, I put these directly on going straight back just like that. And I simply just pinch it with my thumb so it's held on there. I remove any excess mylar that might have been cut funky. And then I simply do 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7 wraps just like that. And now that one's attached, okay guys? Then, as you can see, this part of the fly itself does not have mylar on it currently, and so that's where I'm going to put my next piece. I'm going to grab my pink, my little pink piece, and I'm going to set it right there, and I'm just going to pinch it down with my thumb yet again, and I'm going to wrap it one more time. So I'm just going to wrap it 3 or 4 times because we're going to end up doing a lot of wraps. Then we're alternating. And so I'm grabbing my high vis again, and I'm finding the gap again, and I'm filling that gap, just like so, okay? Pinch it on there, and then do your wraps. 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that. Then we're gonna rotate it back around, okay? So you see how I have pink, yellow, pink, yellow, pink, yellow. As you can tell, that's the theme of the hoochie that we're going for here today. But I wanna offset these. And so where I have yellow, I'm going to put pink. And where I have pink, I'm going to put yellow on the next one. So I'm going to find the yellow, I'm going to put the pink on it just like so. Okay? And then I'm just going to simply bring it up again. And I'm going to give it 3 or 4 wraps just like that. Okay? Now, I'm going to find the pink part. And I'm going to find the yellow just like so. And I'm going to put the yellow on there just like that. And I'm going to pinch it down. And then we're going to do 3 wraps, okay? 1, 2, 3. We're just going to slide some Mylar back up in there. If you get a little piece that's dangling down too far, you can simply just slide it right back up and in, guys. So there's that, just like so. Now we're going to grab our last piece right here of the pink, and we're going to find the spot that we want to put it right over some yellow, just like that. And then we're going to do a final wrap, okay? Now on the final wrap, we're going to see where the bottom of the wrap actually went down to. That's going to be our final wrap point, okay? You don't want to go lower than that. You want to stay right there, and then you're just going to start laying thread, which means you're going to start wrapping it a bunch of times, putting enough pressure on the actual line, and so it gets tight, but you don't want to put enough pressure on it to where you're going to actually break it, okay, guys? So we're going to wrap this. Then I like to rotate mine and make sure that there's no open spots to where you can see Mylar, just like that. Now that we're fully wrapped up, guys, we're simply going to pinch the line right here after we spin the hoochie around, and we're going to do 3 half hitches, just like that. Pull it tight, half hitch, let it drop, pull it tight. So how you do a half hitch, I just pinch my 2 fingers together like this. I spin it around and grab it with my thumb, and that makes a loop. See how you have a loop? Put it over the hoochie head and pull it down tight, just like so, okay? Then we're simply just gonna cut the line, okay? And as you can tell, we have a beautiful pink high-vis yellow summer Kokanee walking on water hybrid hoochie, just like this one right here. Now, what we're going to do next is a very simple process. You can use fly glue, or you can use clear nail polish, and I like to use the clear nail polish for myself, but if I'm going to send some out, I like to use the fly glue. So we're going to go ahead and, for this one, we're just going to grab some nail polish, and you're going to just simply grab your nail polish just like so. You're going to take a little bit off, and then you're going to grab the hoochie, okay? Grab the hoochie, and I like to rotate it backwards. Give it a nice spin, and we're just going to coat a nice little layer over all that yarn to set that yarn. Since we're going to be working with this one today, I'm just going to blow on it for a second. I like to run mine at a micro hoochie size. So realistically, you have your head and then you have your skirt out right here. So I'm simply just going to take my shears and I'm going to cut it down to size just like that, okay? Make sure, I like mine nice and flat. I'm nice and straight. I don't like to leave a bunch of excess. And now we have a walking on water hybrid hoochie, just like so, ready to go fish and destroy kokanee, just like that, guys. So this is how you actually tie up the setup itself. Now we're going to go into actually rigging it up with hooks, line, and we're going to go over some new products that are coming to Walking on Water here right now that are going to absolutely destroy kokanee. All right, guys, so first things first. These are drop shot hooks. You can tell they're drop shot hooks by the bevel in the hook. They have that nice long bevel. I've learned from a lot of people and a lot of comments that these are absolutely the best kokanee hook to keep kokanee on the hook. As you can tell, this is a fairly good size drop shot hook. Use a size 4 drop shot hook for kokanee, guys. A size 4 is the best size to fish for kokanee. Yes, this is not a size 4 for anybody that's going to comment, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. Yes, I understand. For video purposes, so you guys can see this a lot better, I'm not using a little tiny size 4, but use a size 4 drop shot hook just like this one right here, okay? So, 2 size 4 drop shot hooks. I like to run, you don't have to use tri-line by any means, I had this laying around, but this is 17 pound, has a super thin diameter, and it's worked very good for kokanee for me. It has enough stiffness, but also enough wiggle room that those hoochies swing and whip in the water behind your dodger, but they also stay stiff enough so when you're pulling a spinner and stuff like that, they're getting that amazing rotation in the water and they're not getting too whipped. So I like to run a 17 pound, and then of course, we have the Walking on Water hybrid hoochie, and then we're going to go over a few other different things here in just a second after we get this tied up. So let's get into this. Let's tie it up really fast, and let's keep moving, baby. Okay, so super simple, super easy. I'm sure you guys have all done this before. You got to find the eye first and not miss it. You're just going to put the line up through the eye of the hook. You're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wraps just like so, and then put the line down through the eye and pull it tight just like that, okay? Then you're going to grab your top hook and you're going to feed the tag end up through the eye just like that. So it's going up and down with the shank, and then you're going to slide it back down to your hook. For kokanee, I like to turn my fingers sideways, and I like to get a nice little spacing in those hooks. The reason you don't want your guys' hooks so close for kokanee, everybody that's caught a kokanee knows how sporadic and how crazy they are when it comes to jumping out of the water, going crazy. They're crazier than a summer steelhead, 100% in my mind. And they're tiny fish, right? And so they have super soft mouths. And so when they're that crazy, you kind of want a little bit longer gap in spacing. So when that fish is moving around, it has room to wiggle and then hopefully eventually get hooked up in that top hook. So I like to do either a finger width or a half finger width apart for kokanee on my setup. And then I'm gonna wrap the top line around the shank another 6 times. And then I'm gonna put it down through the eye just like so, and then I'm going to pull it tight. I'm going to hook them up to my Beyond shears right here, and I'm just going to pull it tight just like that. So now we have a beautiful non-slip mooching rig. If you guys want a more in-depth guide on this non-slip mooching rig, guys, go over to the channel. There's a video how to tie up a non-slip mooching rig, and it will help you become a master at tying these mooching rigs up. It'll just become second nature. Okay. So the next step obviously is putting the hoochie on the line. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab some of these little 5mm beads. These are just some cheap Danielson 5mm beads, and they're just orange in color, or red if you will. And we're just gonna simply slide 2 of them down the line. I do love the 6mm because I feel like the 6mm give me a perfect spacing, but the 5mm will do just fine. And so we're just gonna put 2 down the line, just like that. Super simple, super easy. Then next thing you know, you just grab your hoochie. I like pushing the skirt down a little bit so I can see. There we go. About dang time, okay? And then we just push that stuff back down just like so. You have that bottom hook right there in the bottom of the skirt just like that. And this looks absolutely amazing, guys. Okay, remember, again, the setup as it is right now, these are for video purpose hooks. The actual size of these hooks are size 4 drop shot hooks, amazing for kokanee, up to the 2 5mm beads, and then of course the walking on water hybrid hoochie that we tied up together here, guys. And so next step, what we're going to do is we're gonna simply grab 2 more beads. And the 5mm beads, guys, are actually freaking perfect. And so I'm going to run just 2 little 5mm beads down the line just like so. And then let's take a look at a new product that's coming to Walking on Water, hookmeuplures.com. My first and most amazing sponsor I've had here on the channel, and they've just done amazing work. So let's show you some of the work that they've done right now, guys. It's really cool, and I'm super excited to be able to use these as well as, you know, put them on my Shopify shop so you guys can use them as well. I'll put the link to the Shopify down at the bottom here in just 1 second. Let's take a look at these things, guys. These are the new Walking on Water Kokanee Willow Blades by Hook Me Up Lures. Absolutely freaking amazing. These things are gorgeous. And they absolutely will destroy the fish. And we are gonna take this beautiful one right here, and that's why we made the pink and high vis, because we are going to use this little willow blade right here. The gold back, there's also nickel backs as well, and some of them are hammered and some of them are not. And we are going to have these in the Shopify shop coming very soon, guys. So stay tuned for that. We're going to drop the link right here down at the bottom, as well as we are going to put the link for Hook Me Up Lures in the description of this video and all the videos here to come. So make sure you guys go and check out Hook Me Up Lures. So now that we've looked at the actual amazing blades that we have and the selection of blades that we have, let's put the blade on so we can look at this lure as a whole, guys. All right, guys, so we have the custom Walking on Water by Hook Me Up Lures willow blade, and we are gonna simply grab the line. Also, we have a little Oregon tackle inline clevis just like that. And we are going to drop that beauty right down the line just like so, okay? And then we have an amazing summer kokanee walking on water hybrid hoochie and blade. And this will absolutely go out and destroy the fish, guys. And also, just a little tip, you definitely don't have to run the 2 beads. And I would run some with 2 and some with 1. I do like to start out in the morning time running a little bit, just because that blade, see where that blade sits on the top of that mylar head? It doesn't get, if it does start to tangle or you get a little wobbly or you slow down too much, that blade's gonna stop spinning and just kind of hit the mylar. It does the same thing on the actual rubber hoochies as well. So I just like that blade to be right up there towards the head, and plus the attractant's a little bit in front of the bait. So when those kokanee come up and they're seeing that, they're gonna want to really get into that bite. So they're gonna get deep into your guys' hooks. So this, guys, is absolutely a killer, and it's gonna freaking put a lot more fish in your boat. I'm telling you, these things have absolutely done work for me. And this is, my opinion, one of the best kokanee lures that I have ever fished in my whole entire life. Everybody has their go-tos. I'm not saying this is the best for you. I'm just saying you guys should definitely try some of these out. Now you know exactly how to make them. This is my process. This is also my passion, guys. Again, you can check out the link for the Shopify shop if you want to look at any of these things. These kokanee willow blades will be coming available here very shortly. Guys. Let's go spin the wheel and see who won the 2 short buzz flashers for the giveaway. All right, guys, so I'm in here at my computer right now. As you can tell, we have all the names loaded up into the wheel, and we are going to get ready to pick a winner for the 2 short buzz Super Series flashers. And I cannot wait. I thank you guys so much for the support that you've shown me over the channel and entering into this giveaway. And we are going to get ready to spin this wheel, guys. So whoever wins, congratulations to you. And for everybody that did comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, thank you guys so much. A lot more giveaways to come, so stay tuned for those, and as well as a lot more content. Here we go. We're going to click the wheel. And we're off. Who's it going to be? Oh, Rayfan 2034. Congratulations, Rayfan 2034. Email walkingonwaterfishing@gmail.com. Send me your address and I will send you your prize. Again, congratulations to Rayfan 2034, and thank you to every single person that supported the channel up to this point. A lot more fun content and giveaways to come. All right, guys, we've picked a winner. Congratulations to you, my friend. Email walkingonwaterfishing@gmail.com. Here's the email right here, as well as thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Walking on Water. And I want to thank you guys for being a part of this channel and helping it grow and being a part of just, you know, the small growth that we have had so far on the channel. It means the world to me, and I can see it only going up from here. So thank you guys so much. I can't wait to see you guys out on the water. I'll catch you in the next one.